Can you share a major learning you've had as a result of a very painful or even maybe embarrassing misstep that you made in your life?
Yes.
Come on with it, baby.
So, all right. I kind of want to go sit on my couch right now. So the first time I tried to implement Last Planner, I really, again, we talked about this earlier. I went hard, right? I'm all in, like, yeah, sticky notes, durations, manpower, like who's doing what, who's holding who up, like, yeah. And I got into this cycle, and it was in level 4 of building D, and I'll never forget it. It was just level 4D, right? That's how we all knew it. It was probably 20 or so residents that shared a bathroom, shared a lobby space, that sort of thing, and a couple of like lounges on each end of the hall. But anyway, so one room was on this side, one room was on this side. And first week I was like, okay, who's holding up the show? Like who's got work to do? Well, the framer was quick to point out, well, the plumber hasn't gotten all his roughing in my wall. I can't do anything. And so nobody else said anything. So I'm like, get that wall framed. We got to get the plumber in. Like, got it. And so the next week came around, and okay, who's holding up? Well, the plumber didn't get that frame. Well, you're not ready for me up there. Like, well, like, and back and forth. And it's like, okay, well, you just do what you got to do and get the pipe installed, and you go do what you got to do and get the wall installed. And we kind of moved on into another topic. And then third week comes around, and it's like, all right, level 4 building D, what's the update? Where are we? Well, same thing's happening. It's like, yep, this thing, right? Like, plumber points at framer points at plumber. And I get pissed, and I'm like, you guys are like, who's lying? I'm like, this is it. I'm finding out. Like, I still had my nice shiny boots on right now. Those are old by then, but it was like, all right, let's put the boots on. Let's get to the field, and let's do a GBI, or not GBI, but let's go to the Gemba, and let's see who's telling the truth and who's not. And what I failed to understand was that hallway consisted of 20 plus or minus rooms in it. And so each room was a different scenario of who was holding who. And so the frustration to me, or the learning, was like, man, I'm sitting here just yelling, like, who's stopping the process? Like, I'm your average typical general contractor. I'm going to be pissing people off on this thing. Hopefully, man, I got to get the old beeping out. But it's your traditional mindset of like, hey, let's just pass the liability down the chain, and let's not mitigate it. Let's just pass it, and it's their job to get it done. And so I had very much that mindset until I went out there and realized that, hey, they were both right. Nobody was lying. We just weren't getting into the details, and people are able to paint the story in such a way that they want. And so that was a huge learning experience for me. It's like, you can sit in a room and talk about it all you want, but till you actually strap on the boots and get out there and understand the existing conditions, you might just be talking in a circle, in a frustrating circle at that.